Hello, BVCFA, and welcome to a long-awaited podcast of You're on Mute, the BVCFA podcast. This is episode 5. It is the fall of 2022, so I think it's actually been a full year. I have a lot for you today, and I have something special happening today, and you're going to love it. So before we start, land acknowledgement. The Bow Valley College Faculty Association aims to uphold the intention of the numbered friendship treaties from the perspective of Indigenous peoples. We also remain collectively accountable to respect Indigenous peoples' legal and inherited rights, recognizing that we are all treaty people. Through our words and actions, the Faculty Association honors the traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which includes the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani First Nations, as well as the Îyârhe Nakoda, Wesley, Chiniki, and Bearspaw First Nations, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. We also recognize the connection and autonomy of the Métis Region 3 within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. We join all nations in celebrating the unique histories, traditions, and cultures of Indigenous peoples as we continue our journey on the road toward reconciliation together. And with that said, my name is Sarah McKay. I don't know if you remember me, but I am your VP Communications and Engagement for the Faculty Association. And here's the big news. We have a co-host.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Andrews, your resident ESP instructor here in SGA, and I'm going to co-host today in this episode with Darren McKay. So
we're excited.
Yeah, very happy to be here.
We're excited. Okay, listen, Jason, what is ESP?
ESP is English for specific purposes. So I'm part of like a lot of kind of cool projects that we're doing, developing English for healthcare aides, like English. We're creating pathway programs, bridging into careers for our learners and kind of providing them. Like we're doing kind of a lot of cool content around looking at English in specific areas and professions. So it's a really, really interesting area, and a lot of it is gonna it's leading into a lot of really cool project work we're doing. Yeah, and then I got a few other roles at BVC, which are I do the practicum coordination for the ACE program, which is fun. So if you, to any instructors out there, sign up to be a practicum supervisor. We can always use more practicum supervisors.
I just gave Jason a side look. He's like, okay.
Yes, I got a side glance.
The ACE program, though, is English teacher training, right?
Yes, it's English teacher training. So, I mean, it's kind of cool because we get to be part of that,
That's awesome.
It's nice because then it's like, oh, this English teacher has the kind of BVC stamp of approval.
BVC.
So we want to kind of influence those new language instructors out there and say, they come from training here, and they've kind of had a lot of our values and our methodologies, our approaches, or our ideas, so that we can actually say, we're really proud to be associated with those new language instructors. Also I recently joined the PD committee with you.
And
Charlotte.
PD committee.
Yes, School of Global Access PD committee.
What thing do you not do, Jason?
Yes, lately I've been trying to get more involved, and there's a lot of fun stuff. And then I'm also part of this new cool podcast committee that I just recently joined, which is pretty awesome.
A committee of two.
But that's easy. Not a lot of disagreement in a committee of two. Very easy to navigate a two-person committee.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot going on.
Very excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I hope bring a bit of fun to the podcast.
Yes.
I have listened to the previous podcasts, and they are delightful. So anyone out there, if you haven't listened to the other episodes, check them out. They are very cool. Yes.
Do it. They're on Podbean. So we're on Podbean, and we are on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure I've signed us up for a whole bunch of other podcast streaming things, and I will have to actually go and check because I haven't looked at them for a long time.
Sweet.
So that's fun. So listen, this is our first podcast of 2022 and the year's almost over. So I shouldn't say fall because it's kind of winter out there.
Kind of winter.
It's
very winter. It's like scary, very winter.
Yeah, scary winter. So, ice skating rinks for roads and, bundle up in pairs of pants. And
I think they were saying, I think City Council was saying something about they were going to actually make part of Deerfoot they were going to kind of section it off. So there was a new lane lane where they could actually have speed skaters.
Oh,
if you need to get
perfect.
home that
Listen,
way.
that is such a better way.
I know. It's
right?
just like you have this lane is for vehicles and this lane is for anyone
Speed
willing
skaters.
to speed skate
Listen, I can
home.
skate. Like I'm
At the end of the day.
Growing up in Calgary, I've been on skates since I was like 18 months old, man. Like I would go.
That's what it is. Same here. Although I never was good at stopping. It was always I was good at going, but not
Ram
stopping.
into the boards.
Yeah, I would usually have to shout. I go to like the UFC. What is that? The track at the UFC, and it'd be like, "Cool, this is so fun. Get out of the way. I need to stop. I need to crash into that board there."
Well, crashing into the Meridian probably on Deerfoot would hurt a little, but
Yeah.
I crashed into another car on Deerfoot the other day, so that was fun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I like what you were mentioning this earlier. I cannot believe that.
Yeah, no, it was, you know what? No one was injured. It could have been a lot worse. The guy I hit had like this big, like metal framed truck. So literally
Right.
there's no damage on his truck. Just
Right.
just the side of my ugly old 2009 Dodge minivan.
Oh no.
Got a little crumpled and I lost the mirror, but it's drivable.
But you were
so-
saying like a bit of duct tape. And
Well, yeah.
it should be
And you know
right
what?
back.
Honestly, I think that they have duct tape the same color red as my van.
Oh, not
Right?
they do.
So,
They
and-
do actually. I've seen it.
So that actually adds
That's
to
lovely.
adds to the character of my vehicle because this summer I backed into a tree and broke off my taillight. And there's like a tree-shaped dent in the back of my van.
Oh, man, I love it.
Yes. Does anyone want a carpool?
Yeah, right.
Okay. We've got a lot going on in the podcast for you today. So we've got a few segments. We're going to do some news and notes. And if you've listened before, you know, we talk about news stuff and we give our opinions on it, but our as much politically correct opinions as we are allowed to have. And then we're going to move into some other topics today. We'll do something fun. We'll tell you some things that are up in the Faculty Association. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff coming up in December. I know December's busy. I know. But there's so much fun to be had.
Right. Well, I love that we're going to go into stuff with the Faculty Association because I think I'm sadly, I mean, even though now I've joined the
You're in it.
BVCFA podcast,
You're in it.
I think I'm scared to admit it, but I'm one of those faculty who doesn't know enough, but I'm always
Yeah,
like,
well,
yeah, I got to go to this. Like there'll be a meeting and I'll go, yeah, I got to go to that and I'll put it on my checklist. But then you get busy
Mhm.
marking, doing stuff, and then so I think it's great, and I think that's kind of the cool thing about this podcast is it's nice to get updated on what's happening
Yeah.
with the Faculty Association
Yeah.
because I know. You know, we don't always get time to know what's happening. So
It's
it's
true.
like we need a place to get updated.
Well, in a way that you can like listen to stuff that's going on while multitasking, because
Yeah.
you know we all do it.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk a little bit more about some faculty and some cool things that are going on. I've got a few things that I'll talk about, just tell you about. We don't have a guest today, but Jason and I are enough for you.
We'll
I
try our
promise.
best.
I promise. But there's really amazing stuff going on within our faculty at Bow Valley College, and that's something we're going to finish the show with today. But listen, if you want to, hear more about what Bow Valley College is doing, and you are, in the century, you're going to be on social media, right? Oh, I just insulted people who aren't on social media. Okay, sorry. No. So anyways, you do you. I appreciate you all. BVCFA is on social media, and not a lot of other faculty associations are. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. Like, so I think we're like trailblazers.
Yeah,
Like-
I didn't know any like major faculty
Yeah.
associations I've seen with Facebook pages.
No, and we have one.
Cool.
So more
Wait, is
Instagram.
Facebook still cool?
Facebook is not cool.
Oh,
But listen,
so
no,
what should we
no.
be using?
No.
Do we need like an FA TikTok? Like just
Well,
with like faculty association dancing?
You
like
know, I have thought of that.
Right, like, because actually, I was reading the other day that actually TikTok still is the reigning champ in terms of most popular social media right now.
If you look at the breakdown of hours on my phone,
Is
TikTok will be
TikTok?
at the top. Why?
I don't know. I have
in my 40s and I cannot stop watching
I
TikTok.
can't either. Actually, it's funny though. I don't even have TikTok. I only end up watching. I'm so old school. I only watch TikTok through Facebook. How bad is that?
Oh, Jason.
Oh no! Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Like at least like. Oh my God! Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, if you're hearing this,
Shh, keep it to yourself.
no, okay.
Jason
so
watches TikTok through Facebook.
Jason watches TikTok through Facebook. So
he's-
we are on Bow Valley Faculty Association. It's on Instagram, and Instagram is linked to Facebook because Meta, right?
Right.
So I post on one, it goes on it
So
all.
meta. Even you
so
mentioning
meta.
that is so meta. It's so.
So you can find us at, I think it's like _Bow_Valley_faculty_. Anyways, I had to make it creative. Find us. It's linked on our website. It's linked on any of the emails you receive. And we're on Twitter. And
Right.
Twitter actually seems to be where people engage with us the most. We have
Right.
more followers on Twitter than anything else. So
Right. Also, the faculty association is also, it's in the college.
yeah,
Which
I mean,
is-
we're here.
That's
Literally.
You can't get more.
That's
meta
so
than
meta.
That is right. It's like if you want to check us out and share a like, just come.
Just come and knock on our.
Just come knock on the door and give a thumbs up in person. It's so meta.
Just
So
wait,
meta.
so we do have an office on the third floor.
Dude, does the faculty association have anything in the metaverse?
Metaverse.
Like, do we have a faculty association in the office
Listen.
in the metaverse?
I think that, well, we have some superheroes on the faculty association.
Oh, I'm sure
Are
you
they,
do.
is that? a thing?
Maybe that metaverse sounds so superhero. It does.
It does. That's exactly what I thought of.
It
They're
does.
superheroes.
It sounds Marvel-ish.
That's where my mind
Yes.
was, Marvel. We're awesome. So, follow us on social media. I give updates as much as possible and, kind of quick, easy ways to show you what's going on in the world of faculty association and other things because, we do have cool things happening in the world that I try to tell you about. So that's it.
I like it.
So I think, we're going to move into the actual podcast itself. Jason.
Sure.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
All right, Jason, this is our section number 1. This is our segment called News and Notes. And usually I tell about relevant news stories and I give some thoughts about it. And this is one of the reasons why I brought Jason in, listeners, because I'm not super funny, but Jason.
I would say I'm super funny. I like to goof around about stuff.
Jason provides a really good foil for my not so funniness. So I'm into it. So there's a lot going on in the world, Jason.
I think you're funny.
Well, my students think I'm funny.
You make me laugh. And I have no doubt your students find you funny.
Well, but a lot of people don't, but that's cool. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world of post-secondary and in education in general.
Yes,
and
it's
crazy.
Yeah, and when was and I guess you had mentioned there was we got to cover a lot of ground
There's a lot
because
to talk about.
there was a lot of time between, or there was a space between the last episode,
Like a year.
like a year, and so of course a lot of stuff happens in that time.
There's been a bunch going on.
Right.
I mean, in our faculty news, we ratified our new collective agreement, so that's
Very
cool.
cool.
But in world news, no. Let's just not world.
Where do we even start?
Let's go Canada.
Okay, let's narrow it down a bit.
So I don't want to pick on Alberta yet, and we'll get there.
This
But
is okay. Well, no, we will get every news item in the last year. So
okay, get
so
ready.
anyone listening,
Buckle your seatbelt.
grab a cup of tea. This podcast is going to be about 4 to 5 hours. We will get through it. Sit down, okay?
Yeah.
Tell family members, loved ones, you're busy for the next
just all
6
evening,
hours.
right?
Yeah, all evening.
yeah.
It's
an event.
If you've chosen to listen to this podcast, you're in it.
You're
So
in it.
yeah,
I feel like a
Yeah.
listening party could be in order to.
it could. Yeah, listening party. Yeah,
Listening party,
share
have
it with
some drinks
friends.
and-
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be funnier if you have some drinks.
Yes.
Ontario.
Right.
So I
okay.
went to Toronto in the summer. I really enjoyed it there.
What? You went?
I went. When did you go?
I went in the fall, but pretty recently,
Okay, so
because
I
my
went in
parents are
August.
retired out there.
I went in August, and it was actually my
Cool.
first time out there.
Really?
Yeah, no
What
doubt.
did you go do out there?
My wife went to a giant Unifor meeting. She's part of
Okay.
the Unifor Union, and they had their annual meeting, and so I tagged along and went to Lady Gaga.
Oh, I love it. How did you? What?
Yeah,
I always am so jealous. I always hear there's so many people going to see amazing concerts, and I'm always
I
like,
know.
what? How did you even go to see
right.
this?
Like a fluke. Like she.
Well, when you hear what happened with Taylor Swift, how did you do it? Who did you bribe to do it?
So I guess-
what did you take out a bank loan
I
to
did.
see her?
I remortgaged my house
Right.
because
But it's worth it in the end.
right.
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
It's incredible.
Right. Yeah. So, whenever does that happen again? But Ontario is having some interesting things happen. And we've got some, oh boy, with CUPE and the EAs. And I feel like there's a lot been in the news lately.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
With educational assistance
Mhm.
and, the government and what they're up to there. picking fights and.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what is kind of crazy to me, is like why I don't understand, because I think of like, it's like you're talking about educational assistants, you're talking about education workers, and if I think about kind of our EAs and our support workers and stuff here at Bow Valley, like they provide they're instrumental to our learners, and
integral.
That's the word I was looking for. Instrumental, integral, like it's incredible. Even my experience is like having to like working with EAs, like it's always to the learner's benefit
every time.
And so I find it interesting that the Ontario government decided, like, if you're going to pick a fight with anyone, why are you picking a fight with them, with incredibly helpful individuals and education workers? And
honestly, like, they don't get paid enough to be as helpful as they actually are, in my opinion. And I think about like in the beginning of the pandemic, Alberta kind of fired a whole bunch of them. Remember that?
Right, at a time when it was so needed. Oh, I know. And with students online, it's amazing that we got rid of some of the most useful, like the supports. Really, like, why are you getting rid of the supports in the educational field?
It's kind of like telling someone to go and speed skate down Deerfoot Trail in your socks. Like,
yes,
right, like you don't have the supports underneath your feet to actually get you.
Oh yeah, no, it makes no sense. It's like, to me, picking fights with helpful people. It's like it's like getting in an accident on the side of the road and a ZMS is there. You're like, get away from me! I don't need. Get out of here!
I don't need your help.
I don't need your help. I'll walk home. But sir, your legs is pretty broken. We're just here to help. We can really get you. No, get out of here! I'm walking home. Don't you? Yeah, I don't need your help with this. Why? Just why? Why are you picking fights with people who are trying to help, and especially when it comes to student well-being, right? Like,
well, and I mean that speaks to our hearts, right? Yes. As instructors, you and I, and all the other
biased faculty. In that way.
We very.
Oh
my gosh! Right?
If it's anything that is against student well-being, okay, you're gonna lose us. Like,
I know. Because I mean that's what makes us do what we do,
right? And like, so
this is
it was just shocking that Doug Ford or Doug can't afford to support student well-being.
No, and that's too, like, why not invest in your future?
Yeah, why? Well, that's it. So I mean, I think as educators where we stand on that one.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what comes out of there. I know that QP is fighting back, and they're a pretty powerful union. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, and showing some solidarity with those folks out there for sure.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have our own fights to pick as well here in Alberta, Jason. How about Athabasca?
Athabasca, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I was. Like it's very too, like, you can see both sides. I mean, on one hand, yes, okay. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like I was just checking out pictures. I guess I've never really seen.
Did you Google map and like look at the pictures?
I did. I wanted to
like
know.
Street View.
Athabasca's cute. It's like it's very cute, very quaint, it's lovely there. Like, actually, I didn't know that much about Athabasca, so I had to go check it out. It's lovely. It's beautiful. So, I mean, from what I understand, they're looking to relocate. How many is it?
It's like 996 or something like that. There's quite a few.
Right.
Am I lying? Is it? It's a high number.
It's quite a few staff and faculty.
600.
Is it 600? That's what I wasn't sure. I thought it was
900, 600.
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because I mean, I know Athabasca has kind of positioned itself in terms of distance education. So
that's like its calling.
It's calling card, right?
That we are just your university degree,
right,
at a distance.
So I find it interesting, like, you're bringing all these employees to Athabasca. I don't even know if some of them have ever been there. Like, it's interesting. So I mean, I think, okay, it's a two-sided thing, because on one hand, hey, Athabasca can be pretty cute if you look at it. But I think there's some interesting aspects of it. Like, I think if they're gonna do it, if you're gonna bring 600, 900, whatever, if you're gonna bring 200 people to Athabasca, you should sweeten, like, you should have like a faculty, like some kind of faculty package, like faculty welcome package. And what was it? What did you tell me? You told me one thing you knew about Athabasca's weather.
Oh, I think it's got like record-breaking cold weather.
Record-breaking cold weather.
The
So
coldest was like minus 46.
right. So if you're gonna go somewhere with record-breaking cold weather, there should be a faculty welcome package that includes like Canada Goose winter jackets,
Oh, 100%.
Ford F-150s with winter tires and chains.
Don't forget the chains.
Sorel winter boots, maybe space heaters, cross-country skis.
Yeah.
And then I think faculty and staff will fit in really nicely in the town.
Well, that's to sweeten the deal, right? Because
sweeten the deal.
Here's the headline.
Right.
The headline is distance from everywhere else in the world, but not for ourselves.
And we don't, exactly. Don't distance from us. Like we distance from everywhere else. Yeah. And we don't even know, I don't know where even some of this faculty and staff are located. Like,
no clue.
So you're going to have a faculty member move from California to Athabasca. That's going to be,
that's a bit of
like I said, sweeten the deal. I think if you do it, Athabasca's cute. But I do find what would be interesting is you're going to get a lot of new residents to Athabasca who,
well, it's like going to triple the town.
You're right. You're gonna all of a sudden have these new residents who are there because they care about their careers and the institution they've been a part of for a while. But it's interesting because I think you're gonna have a lot of I think town hall meetings in Athabasca are gonna be very interesting going forward. It's just gonna be like waterways, roads, we need to talk about infrastructure, and then all of a sudden just be like 600 people going, hi, we just want to talk about FWAs. They're like, we know you brought it up last week. I know, but could we is there a way that you could live somewhere else but still teach here?
But can I have some autonomy over my own schedule?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can we do some what, and they're like, okay, thanks guys. We'll get to that. There's nothing we can do.
Or hey, I'll be here in, I don't know, an arbitrary office teaching online.
Right.
And then I'll commute back to California and things like
right.
I don't know.
That's what's but then again, I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's hard because there was not a lot of information about the faculty and the staff, right? We don't know where are they.
I couldn't find any information on where they're from.
Right. So where are they relocating from? Yeah. I mean,
if it's Edmonton, okay, probably not the
crazy shift. Yeah. Or Northern Ontario.
That's
might
even
be an upgrade. Who knows? It's like you're still how but I don't know how north is Athabasca, because if it's you're really far northern Ontario, you might go cool, a little closer.
It's warmer.
Yeah, well, it's slightly warmer. Warmer. Instead of minus 45, it's only minus 35, which is 35. So.
You know what? Minus 35. That's what it feels like right now.
Right.
It's pretty livable if you bundle. Right?
If you bundle
with your Sorel boots, and you know what?
Yes.
I just saw an ad on my whatever social media I have, they pop up the ads because your phones listen to you, for heated winter jackets.
Winter jacket. Let's add that in.
Should we add that to the
add that to the list. Like I said, I just think it should be cool. Welcome to Athabasca. Here's a giant wooden crate with your Ford F-150 and your heated winter jackets. How brilliant is that?
And rechargeable. You don't even have
to recharge it. Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna plug in my winter jacket at night. I'll plug in my vehicle and I'll plug in my winter jackets.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Well, we wish Athabasca all the best.
We do, and
it's a great university. There's a lot of great stuff.
There is. They have actually a lot of really cool programming, and actually, and interesting. One thing I do know is a lot of our there's pathways from us to Athabasca in terms of healthcare. In terms of LPNs and stuff, you can go and finish your RN through distance and that kind of stuff. Some pretty cool stuff that we have that. We actually have that kind of relationship.
Didn't we used to have really cool. a space here on campus? I feel like we did. There was a floor way back when, in the way back.
Yes, there was.
Now it's U of L.
It's U of L.
I mean, it's always been U of L, but
it's been but there was, I think. I don't.
Yeah. So you get to listen to us ponder. Okay. I mean, all right, whatever.
You've tuned in to listen to us have 4 hours of really? I don't know. Were you there? I can't quite remember. Hold on. Let's check. Let's Google it.
I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Speaking of what I did yesterday, I took a bus to work. And, because of my car situation, right? And I took the bus all the way here and all the way home. And you see some interesting things happening. And I wanted to kind of bring up, I don't know, and I'm curious how staff at Bow Valley feel here about security on campus. I know that there was a big incident a few weeks ago. This is a segue to not such a funny topic.
Yeah.
But, a few weeks ago, there was an incident where there was a guy who assaulted some of our security guards and got up in some people's faces and then, ended up assaulting some other people downtown. And I guess I'm curious how people feel like, since returning to campus, I feel like it's a bit of a different world coming back downtown.
Right.
I mean, do you have any pulse on that? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I try to just remind myself. Yeah, it's tough. You want everyone here to have that feeling where they can come to work and they can feel safe.
Yeah.
And they can feel, that they don't have anxiety around that something's going to happen, but that they know that we're well taken care of and that security's managing, entry points and stuff. Well,
and I think they're doing a great job with that.
I do. I actually think they're doing the best they can, but I don't know. Like I try to just remind myself that these incidences happen, I mean, growing up in Calgary, there's always been the audience, and you just hope they're not on the rise, but that for the most part, like they're not incredibly frequent occurrences, I hope.
I feel like it's more, but I'm just curious too, because you see the fallout from the pandemic, right? And we see, rise in mental health issues and rise in addictions and rises in, people just not feeling generally very good about life, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think we are on the forefront of seeing a lot of vulnerable populations.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how did you feel when we had it? So it was very, like, it was only staff.
You had to show your ID?
You had to show your ID. How did you feel at that time? Like,
yeah, I like that.
Right.
I did like that, actually.
And then, I think it was nice. It was nice to know that there was going to be something to stop.
Yeah.
Like that you had to be seen as being part of the institution, the community.
Well, they're still going to ask you, like, they make eye contact and say hello with pretty much everyone who comes in the door.
Right.
And I saw this morning, because I forgot my key card, as I usually do.
Oh man, how many?
I went to security this morning and they were training a new fellow, and I was like, this is great. But honestly, like, I feel safe when I come into the college. It's just like walking outside, and as a woman, I do tend to feel a little bit more vulnerable, and maybe that's just I'm a little more sensitive to gender-based violence and stuff like that. But I'm just curious how faculty feels.
And if there's more, and I think it's important to keep voicing this and having this out, because I think it is, we had the app, the Safe Walk.
We have Safe Walk. It's on the app. Yeah.
I mean, these are good examples of us of attempting to address this, because we have the C train station out there. We know
you get people coming and going.
There's a lot of incidents. I mean, yes, like these incidents occur on the public, the C train and on the platform.
Yeah.
So I hope we can keep working toward it, because again, we don't want like faculty, staff, students to feel worried about leaving the college.
Yeah, and I wonder if there could be more, like, and I know I've seen lots of ads for like training on how to use naloxone, for example.
Right.
And I carry a naloxone kit because it's just a good thing to do. But and they're free. They're free. You can at the drugstore. But maybe some things that. How do you deal with a situation when it arises?
Well,
what would you do?
See, I think you're already innovating. We're trying to, by having the dialogue, maybe that's it. Maybe there needs to be training. Like, we are a downtown campus. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to have training around how to deal with these incidents, because if people at least it's not so if you've had some training, you go, oh, okay, well, I know how to address this when it occurs.
Yeah.
There would be less anxiety, because
I agree.
I don't think we can. There's not really. I don't think you'll ever really be able to go, okay, cool, we can wipe these. We can just completely not have incidents occur downtown.
No,
it's a public place.
Yeah.
So incidents will occur, but I think that's a great idea. See, having training on how people can deal with it. And then when they encounter it, they'll like I said, they'll be, you will have an awareness of how to approach it, as opposed to, something that makes individuals feel that they're okay to encounter something when they find themselves on their own.
Yeah.
Because I think that's also the world, like,
Well, being alone
right.
too, right? You never
Or-
quite know what you're supposed to do.
right. And then, or maybe even like, is it that we need to create more of a culture of, hey, like if you're gonna leave work, maybe like, go with a
Go in
friend.
buddies?
Go in buddies. I don't like, hey, it worked in school when I was
I
young,
love
right? Like
buddies.
buddies are great. And we know that as
Yeah.
educators, we always like buddy systems,
Buddy
right?
systems are great.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I've had those experiences with other with other staff faculty where it's like I'm like when I was teaching in the evenings and I'd be leaving at 9 p.m. and of course
Yeah.
you'd walk to the train with someone and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
not
Which is
it felt
feels
better.
better.
It does. It felt better.
Yeah, it does
So
feel better. So
yeah.
well, I mean, there's a lot that we can think about there. So, I mean, personally, I'm interested in hearing from faculty on
Yeah,
how they
same.
feel about it. So if you have an opinion on this, you can reach out on social or you can email me, communications@bbcfa.com. That's my email
Yeah,
address.
I
Yeah,
think
that's it. That's what it is.
I think that's cool.
Some
Keep
follow
it,
up there.
and by having the dialogue, we find our way to solutions. I think that we find our way to ways to, and because like I said, like even the fact that the Buddy app showed up, like that was part of
Yeah.
like us trying to find innovative approaches to
Yeah.
make people feel
We
safe,
had that app
help people. feel safe.
before COVID even. Like
Yeah.
I remember we had a big training on it and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
quite a few years back. And I've
Yeah.
been promoting it to students and stuff. What the app is called, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I have it on my phone.
Yes.
Okay. And so speaking of vulnerable populations, it's come up a lot. It's come to my attention a lot, Jason, that
Yeah.
there's a lot of food insecurity, like an increase in food insecurity in student
Yeah.
populations.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see that Bow Valley is addressing a lot of this.
Yes.
And I know that there are a lot of funding programs at Bow Valley that
Yes.
students can access.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. What are some of those?
What are some of those?
Yes.
So I do know, and I've heard from LSS has a bunch of programs where, and I don't know if all faculty are aware of this. If you
Yeah.
come into contact with a student who has food insecurity or housing insecurity,
Yeah.
they can apply for emergency funding through
Okay.
LSS, and they can get like a chunk of money.
Yeah.
Or we can get referrals to food banks and things
Yeah,
like that as
yeah.
well. But there's also, we do things like the Bert Foster campaign,
Right.
which has just been wrapping up recently.
Right.
And that goes directly, all the money donated to Bert
Goes
Foster
directly to
goes
students.
to students into their,
Yeah.
I think it's grocery gift cards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm happy to see that,
No, I think that's
We're doing
brilliant. Yeah,
something here.
and so well, the Bert Foster Fund, yeah. So I mean, it's been plugged quite a bit, but
Yeah.
we can plug it here.
Plug
So
it
if you
again.
haven't been paying attention to the Bert Foster Fund, get in on that because that is a way
Yeah.
to support students directly.
well, and I'm sure, I don't
Yeah.
know I can't remember, I'd have to look at whatever the deadline for giving is, but I'm
Is
gonna
it
say
still open?
they're probably not gonna be like, no, we don't want your money.
No, of course not. I don't think you're gonna be like, well, no, you missed the window. so-
Sorry.
sorry.
Please don't give me your
Yeah.
$20. Like, no
Yeah.
thanks. I mean, that'll
I'm
buy milk for someone,
I'm
right?
sure it's at any
Yeah.
time of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so any faculty who are dealing with students who do have those insecurities, I would recommend reaching out to Learner Success Services.
Yeah.
And just
absolutely.
like, checking out what things have, because there is money that
Available,
we
yeah.
can give them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there are lots of programs around town, but that's a scary thing because we want
It
our
is.
students.
Well, and
basic
especially
needs
with the
met.
cost of groceries right now. and
Oh my
everything
God.
going up. Yeah, it's wild.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I'm really frugal.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, okay, this is the boring part of me, but I don't spend more money than I need to
Right.
on anything.
You know what? I think this goes to show how like what's happening at the grocery store, but I had like the weirdest experience
Oh,
the
no.
other time.
Oh,
Like,
no.
so I was at the grocery store and I got like a head, like a head of lettuce. Or actually, I think it was just a cabbage. It was like just one round cabbage.
Okay.
But when I went to the self-checkout, I entered it wrong. Like there were two choices. I was at Walmart. I was like, okay, I need this cabbage. And there were two choices, but I actually chose not that I was getting in bulk, but like this other option. And so it said, oh, it was like, and then like, because I'll put it on and weigh it. And it came in as like $5 or $6. And I said, but it was funny, but I had entered the wrong thing. But because of current grocery price, I was like, I guess that's just where things are at. And like, my partner, she's like, I had him like a thing of cabbage for $6. I was like, well, it's just the way things are. And then she's like, she was like, are you sure about this? Like, so then we went back, like, oh, okay, no, never mind. It's like a buck, $2.
Yeah,
Like
it's just like a cheese.
yeah, exactly. But that's where it's at. It's to the point where I was just like, really, like, is this just like,
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
No.
Like,
Well, and I had an embarrassing
red flags didn't
situation
even go off.
at
Yeah.
Walmart not too long ago.
Oh.
I take my kids grocery shopping with me. I buy way more.
Yeah.
Because if I go by myself,
Yeah.
I just buy like things.
The bare minimum, what you need.
Basics.
Yes.
I can make
Yeah.
work with this. Here's some snacks.
Yeah.
You get to eat fruit and vegetables. That's what you
Yeah.
get. No other things, right? And they come with me,
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, can we have this? Can we have this? I'm like, yeah, sure. No, that
Nice.
sounds fine. Yeah, let's do something different this week. Blah, blah.
Mhm.
Everything's on sale, right?
Yeah.
And I have a budget that I want to spend, whatever. And I almost doubled it.
Oh.
When I got to the tail end of my, like, so there's only one person behind me and I was like, oh my God. And this is so embarrassing, but I'm like, I can't go over my budget by that much,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I got other things to
Yeah.
pay for.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this back and I'm not gonna take that. I started emptying my bags. And I was like, this is not a necessity. And I was like, I am a grown human
Yeah.
with a full-time job
Yeah.
and a side gig.
Yeah.
And I'm putting groceries back. So I can't even imagine what it's like for
what
you.
it's like. Well, and especially when we're talking, like, I think Alberta actually just came out with, they actually, who was it? But they actually have like some public thing showing like what living wage is like in each city.
Yeah.
Like what hourly
Like
rate
how
you
much
would
you
need just to get by
Mm.
based on current prices.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm so privileged. I mean, I own a home. I own a vehicle. It's a piece of crap, but I own it.
Right.
No payments on it.
Yeah, right. Hey, once you
Right?
get it duct taped up,
Duct
it's
tape. But I can't duct tape the
fabulous.
mirror on. I do have to get someone to actually do
What? You can't have this cute, like this lovely red duct tape on the mirror.
I'm so ghetto. Anyways, yeah, so that's something to really think about.
Yeah.
But shifting back to the idea of
Keeping-
insecurity.
And keeping our students in mind and,
Yeah.
and their needs, because I mean, like you're saying, it's we do have that privileged position.
We
right?
do.
Like,
Yeah, we do.
so it's important, to
Yeah.
keep in mind of our students are not always in those positions.
No, they're
So
not.
It's
And keep in mind too, and sometimes we don't know. And if,
Right.
again, for Burt Foster, if you have a student who's in need, or if you're in contact with a student who's in need, you can nominate them. Every student gets something.
right.
So
Right.
there's that.
No, I think that's important.
All right. Do you want to talk about Alberta politics, Jason?
Don't we all? Don't
I
we?
mean, okay.
Ah.
Like, are we living in an altered reality? Speaking of metaverse, are we
Mhm.
living in some other, like, I grew up here.
Yeah,
I was born and raised in Alberta.
Yeah, same.
I lived through the Klein years. I remember I got my Ralph bucks, like
Yeah.
$400. I was in university.
That was wild.
Wild.
That
Here,
was
we have a surplus. Here's $400.
here's part of the just checks, just going. I was so shocked. I was actually
I was
like,
18.
yeah, same. And I was like, you're what? I just get for nothing, just for
Okay, I'll vote for
standing
you.
here? Yeah. Oh my goodness, I've just been standing around and you're gonna give me $400. That's
You
amazing.
know what? That
I
was
was
a
so
good grocery shop for me.
It was solid. Like when I was 18, like and I
Right.
had just moved out and it was like, oh my
Right.
goodness. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
rent money.
I know. I
Like-
remember spending
Yeah.
because I worked part-time and went to university and I had
Yeah.
some student loans that helped and whatever. I
Yeah.
remember like budgeting $200 a month for the whole month in groceries.
Yeah.
I had $50 a week that I could use to eat.
That was the same. I was the same. Like I was in the same situation. So when we got the checks, like I was like,
Ah.
and at the time
Just
I
for
remember,
once.
I remember at the time I thought I'd like cracked the code. I was like, you know what? I can survive on like Campbell's chunky soup
100%.
and bread. I was like, just
Good for you.
bread and Campbell's chunky soup was hearty. I was like, good. I can just live on this forever. So when I got that check, I was like, sweet, more
Sweet, I'm getting
Campbell's
more
soup.
Campbell's
Yeah,
soup.
like this is
Um,
gonna last forever.
My staple meal was pasta and frozen vegetables.
Oh
So,
yeah.
you get that mixed bag of frozen
Yes,
vegetables.
the mixed bag
Right?
of frozen vegetables.
There's
Yeah.
like lima beans in there. I might be the only
Ooh.
person on the planet who likes lima beans.
That's brilliant.
Love them. And
Yes.
there's good protein, right?
Yes.
You get the lima beans, you get the peas, you get the green beans. They're
Yeah.
legumes have some protein in them.
I think anyone in that time period when you're in your student life and yeah, they always had some like cornerstone meal that was like this is the cheapest thing, but it has the most ingredients.
The most ramen noodles were like
Yes.
$3 for a buck, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was
with
the
those,
thing.
so yeah, Alberta politics. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like it's kind of on a roller coaster right
Right,
now, 'cause
so
it's
we've got a new premier,
yes,
and I didn't remember having an election, so that was funny.
right, exactly.
Here's someone who did get elected. Minister for Advanced Education is still in
Right.
in his role, and we weren't
Right.
sure if that was going to happen.
Right.
So he's when I started this podcast, he sent me a statement because I asked him about
Oh yeah,
the
you
new
tried to get
funding
in
model,
touch.
right?
You
I tried to get in touch with his
him.
office, and he wasn't able to come on the podcast. His opposition did.
Right.
He's a critic, and he sent me a letter.
Right.
And
Was it a nice
explained some
letter?
stuff. It was a matter of fact letter. It
Oh.
wasn't a mean letter. It was that these are the facts.
How was the salutation at the end?
Can't even remember. But if you listen to
Was it
one
like
of the, if you listen
all
to
the
that podcast,
best? like cheers?
cheers, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, cheers.
No,
Thanks for the invite, but cheers.
I don't think he's that fun and interesting.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. He's the same guy.
That's the thing is I don't know. I don't know all that much. I know a little bit. I kind of looked into it. He's got an interesting educational background. Kind of interesting the things he studied, and he's done his PhD on peace and conflict studies with education, which is pretty interesting. But no, to be honest, like I don't know all that much about him. And when it comes to like you said, it's kind of the status quo. Like we got little, with what we know, it's stability. I think that's kind of for the theme, like in terms of like, at least my experience growing up in Alberta, it was like, it just always kind of felt like Alberta was of course, there's always going to be elements that need to be talked about.
Sure, yeah.
Every society's trying to, navigate, various needs in these groups. But yeah, I think it's right now, and especially after what we've been through, like stability's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
there's no upheaval
I'll take stability, but
I don't want to be best friends with a guy. But I don't want to be his enemy either.
No, right. And I mean, like, and this was amazing. So like, when I was trying to, because when you asked me, yeah, I did. Because when you asked me, like when I saw that we were looking at the Minister of Advanced Education, I was like, well, I don't know all that much. So I Googled. Now this is wild to me, but MLAs have Google reviews.
Oh, you're kidding.
They have Google reviews. Why? Like Google reviews for restaurants, sure. Google reviews for like various store locations makes sense. Sure,
yeah,
it's like Yelp. But like why do MLAs have their own Yelp page? Like this is like like what are we getting here? What's this MLA's customer service can do to like make you happy?
That's amazing.
Well, I think it's amazing. So I was looking it up. So it looks like our Minister of Advanced Education I was on the Google review, only 2 Google reviews. 2.
Okay.
There's a 5-star.
Yeah.
There's a 1-star.
Oh.
Somebody's not happy. Somebody's very happy.
Okay.
So in the end, it averages out to 3-star. That's a 60%. So I would say, imagine a Friday night and you're at home, you're watching Netflix.
Right.
What do you think? Like you're like, okay, should we check out this movie? And you find out it's got a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, if there's nothing better, I'll watch it.
Sure, let's do it. Like, why not? Like, could be decent. It might be interesting. It's got good elements. It's got some of that didn't work. Some of that did work. So I think
maybe it's got a familiar face, an actor I know.
Sure. So there's gonna be things you like about it, things that works, things that don't. So like that's really like I don't know. I think, like I said, I think stability is great after what we've been through. So I'll go with
3 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay.
3 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. 60% on Google reviews. Is equivalent of a 60% Rotten Tomatoes, film. So I don't know. Like I said, stability's cool. I think, especially like I said, after everything we've kind of came out of,
Apple Valley has a pretty good relationship with him.
So. Yeah, and I think that's great because that's in the end. I think that's what it's about. It's like And then why it's nice to not have any wild changes because then we have to reestablish a working relationship and negotiate that. And it's nice because, I think there is a good relationship and I think it's good to keep up a positive relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And especially with all the funding model changes that went in the last year and stuff. So, yeah. But sometimes I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm waking up in a movie. Living in Alberta.
You're right. Yeah. Right now. Yeah.
It's just. I mean, okay.
It's a lot of news items.
I wasn't sure if we were going to touch this today because it's a little hard to remain unbiased. I don't know that we need to.
Right.
We all have opinions. That doesn't necessarily reflect the opinions of the BCFA. I'm just saying that. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay, Alberta wants to be its own country too.
No, I don't know. It's just,
What
well,
is
there's the sovereignty act. This is interesting. This is, yeah, I mean, we can chat about it. It's like, it's just, I think there's a lot of confusion around it
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh.
There's a
What are we
lot
doing?
of confusion. We're not sure what this means. It's, yeah, I mean, like even there, like, I mean, again, this is outside of our domain. Like, I mean, in terms of, but it says a lot that even like, like experts, like legislative experts and this kind of stuff and policy experts are still debating about what this is.
I think there's a lot of I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
Lots of I don't know.
We don't know if this is constitutional.
Right. So I thought we could do, because we have really no idea what the future of this holds. We're not sure. And really it's a gray area for us because again, we're just waiting to see how it develops still.
Totally,
It's very fresh. So it only happened a few days ago. So we're figuring that out. So I thought we could do a segment because it has the word sovereignty. Which is like, there you go. It's got the word sovereignty. And I know that there has been some like, there was during the pandemic, there was some like separatist, so I thought it'd be fun. Just like the country of Alberta. What is that? Like if we were in the country of Alberta, what would that be like? I thought we could just imagine it for fun. It doesn't mean that we're saying anything no, it's just like we could just have some fun and say, because again, like I said, we don't know much. We don't know enough to really speak to it because it's still so open. So I thought let's just run with the word sovereignty and see what the country of Alberta looks like. So, questions, what is our
national anthem?
If it was the country of Alberta, hypothetically, what would be the national anthem?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many things to choose from.
So I would say, let's go with now I know Shania Twain is not from Alberta, but she is as country as it gets.
She's Canada country, right?
I love Shania Twain. I say That Don't Impress Me Much is our national anthem.
That don't impress
to me much. And then like hockey games, just like Alberta, I don't impress me much. Okay, we're gonna have the national anthem for Alberta. And then somebody comes and goes, that don't impress me. Now, come on, that's not. I would like or like achy breaky heart, something we can line dance to.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
like
gosh.
it.
A solid.
Nothing forms community like a good line dance.
And that would be our national dance though.
Yes, right? It would. Yes.
The one, the slap leather one. We all learned it in school, didn't we?
Yeah, and it's funny, and you know what? I always have to be careful telling people I grew up in Alberta because anywhere I go, anywhere I go, if I tell people, they're like, "Can you teach me how to line dance?" And I'm like, look, I had a few lessons in high school because I think it's part of the core curriculum.
No, but listen, I can teach you to line dance. And
can you?
I
don't remember the whole steps.
I know all the steps.
You know the steps?
I hate line dance.
Oh man, really?
I despise it.
I always thought it was funny. I was like, if you want a true like Calgary experience, like I remember growing up, you go to Cowboys. And that was surreal because it was like you would have like heavy club music, and then it was like the wave pool. You know what the wave pool? They're like waves in 2 minutes, waves in 2 minutes. It was like you'd be
coming.
Yeah, it was. It was like you'd be in there and be like heavy club music at the time. I don't want to like date ourselves, but like at the time it was heavy club music, and then it'd be like line dancing in 2 minutes, and it was amazing. You'd have people who like couldn't stand up straight, and then all of a sudden.
They're in sync.
Perfect line dancing. Perfect line dancing in sync.
I went to Ranchman's one time. Ranchman's is an absolute institution. You know what? That could be our, instead of the legislature being in Edmonton, it should be at Ranchman's.
Nice.
Reopen it. Yes. Just reopen it. Okay, so I went there one time.
Ranchman's been around for a long time.
Long time. It's no longer a thing, right? It's closed.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad. It's an institution. Anyways, I went there when I was 17.
Yeah.
And I was with some older friends.
Yeah.
I worked in a grocery store and everybody all went. And they were all over 18. And they're like, just come. They're like, they won't ID you. You look old enough. And I was like, okay, I don't like country music, guys. And they're like, how do you not like country music?
Right.
Yeah. So we went in, and of course, I was like 17. I'd never been in a bar before. All my friends and whatever. Yeah. They're all line dancing, and I was like, what? Like, where am I?
I know. I was just like, what? It was like, it was bewildering on a Friday night. You just go, what's happening?
Okay, so for national celebrations for the country of Alberta, it'll be line dancing.
Yes.
Right.
And then like, okay, so to keep this segment going, to keep this bit going,
a little bit, that's okay.
Let's see. So what would we call the Alberta dollar? Because if you like Canada has the loonie, the toonie, Alberta would have maybe the Saloonie or the Spittoony
Or maybe
or
Bitcoin.
or just Bitcoin. Just
We
Bitcoin.
just had Bitcoin.
Just Bitcoin. Yeah, no, and it's like I mean, there was always that sentiment, right? Like that sentiment was out there, like, oh, we're gonna like be our own place, right? And
Like, are we really that different from everybody else?
well, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Are we? No, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we need to create that divisiveness. I think it's about learning to negotiate part of being part of
Totally.
the federation. right?
Totally.
Like I mean, that's where, again, it's always in mediation, negotiation,
Yeah.
finding compromise, keeping dialogues going. That's what I think that's where kind of, again, we get to that nice, steady kind of.
Well, we need our advanced minister to go in there.
Yes.
The context.
Piece of conflict research that he did.
Oh, wow.
Very good. I mean, that was so interesting to find out, to be honest. I didn't
Yeah.
even know any of that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
But like our national identity, if we were a country, is country.
It's country. Well, I was like, why do we need to be a country? We're country enough.
We're country enough. You know, required uniforms will be cowboy boots and belt buckles.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have
someone
to.
said the other day, someone was like, you know, I'll admit I'm a little nervous to admit this on this podcast.
Oh,
I do tend to wear jeans to work a little. Than I think
Jason,
this.
I'm wearing leggings today.
Okay.
Like
well,
stretchy, like I wear jeans all the
I
time.
thought that was
Or uniform.
I thought that was okay in Alberta. I thought it was like, if there was anywhere culturally we could do this, couldn't we get away with like jeans every day? And I thought it was okay. Like
It's part of our identity.
right.
You know, and here's your excuse. I grew up here.
Right.
This
Well,
is
I
what
mean,
I wear.
it is like growing up. There's a lot of cowboy. There's a lot of country.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun. It's playful.
I grew up in the inner city. I'm so not cowboy.
Yeah. No. I grew
So
up.
I might have to emigrate to British Columbia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, okay, so Alberta, what's our license plate gonna look like? Now it's Wild Rose country, right?
Maybe landlocked country because it's like
We have nowhere to go.
we have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah.
Like that would be like so we could sing for with the rest
Very
of Canada.
exactly, yeah.
No,
so-
I don't know. You know, honestly, like again, we're just goofing around. But
Yeah,
I mean, when it comes to this, it's again, like there's a lot of unknowns,
Mhm.
and I think we're gonna have to see how it plays out. And yeah, I don't know. I think it comes from obviously a sentiment that's among residents here, and
Some, right? I guess it
Yeah.
doesn't really recognize, but honestly, I don't think that it actually encompasses how most of Alberta feels, which is really
Yeah.
funny to me.
yeah.
But then we also didn't have an election to vote in this premier either,
Right.
which I'm happy to,
Mm.
state that I criticize that, actually.
Right.
I don't think that's democratic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I saw that pretty much.
I mean, I was actually curious. You know what? It was interesting actually when Jason Kenney stepped down. I remember actually just trying to figure it out because I didn't know.
Oh,
I was like, oh, so is there going to be a
should we have an election?
like, is there going to be like a provincial election all of a sudden? And then because I actually was trying to find out, and like actually it was funny. Google was not as helpful. It was like,
Thanks, Google.
I was like, come on, Googs, like what happens in provincial politics when a leader steps out? I was like, come on, you gotta let me know here.
Yeah.
Like, what is the process?
Well, that happened with Redford. Alison Redford stepped down, didn't she?
Yeah,
And then,
and did
was
we
it
ever?
Stelmach that just took over? He was then he gained party leadership and
Right.
but he was already in the legislature.
Right,
He already had a seat,
you're right.
which is fun because she didn't have a seat and she was our premier. I'm like, huh?
I
Okay.
don't, yeah,
Again, waking up like I think we're in a movie.
I don't know. We'll see.
But
We'll
this movie,
this movie,
on Rotten Tomatoes, people are gonna watch this movie.
yeah,
No joke.
I don't know. We'll see how it turns out.
We'll see how it turns
We'll
out.
see how it turns
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And we'll just keep trying to navigate it as best we can.
Yeah, well,
And-
and there's so much uncertainty, and I know you kind of did a little research in here, and it's like how to enforce federal laws or not enforce federal
Well,
laws.
I
Like,
just
what
was
does that
trying,
even
I
look like?
wanted some explanation as to what's in the nitty gritty of this act. Cause it's not really clear what it's.
No, it's not.
But, again, again, like I said, we don't know enough. Can't comment that much on it. That's why I thought
Yeah.
we'd goof around a bit because I don't know what there is to say because again, we don't know what it entails specifically.
clue.
It's not clear what it entails and how it would actually function, like
Yeah.
what it's gonna lead to.
Yeah. Well,
So,
and one thing I'm just a little bit afraid of is giving our provincial cabinet unilateral powers to change legislation. That scares me a little bit. I don't think anyone should have a unilateral power in a democracy.
no,
So,
I'll be with you on that one. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't feel afraid expressing that opinion and being on a side of that. But
Mhm.
all right, I think I've had enough politics.
Yeah, I'm good for today. I'm solid. Let's, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. Politics. Yeah. Politics is like Mars bars. It's like, sometimes you're like, oh, I could have a Mars bar. And then you're kind
Right,
of like,
and then
you
no, I
might.
want a Mars bar.
Yeah. But then sometimes you're like, I've had too many Mars bars. It's like, no more. I don't know. It's like
I'm
like
sick of Mars
that.
bars.
Or you can replace Mars bars with whatever your favorite candy treat is. It's like at times you're like,
You know.
cool, I could do a little. Like, yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
who's around the table here? Where are we at? You're like,
Yeah.
I could do a little. I could have a little Mars bar. And then you're
Little
like, yeah. Right now, I feel like I'm over Mars barred.
But I think there's one more really important thing we have to actually talk.
Yeah, no, this
This
is actually,
is
I
like-
was even more worried to touch on this because of
know.
its level of controversiality.
Touchy.
This is touchy. So, yeah, heads up out there. This is, but you know, that's the thing with news items. I mean, it's responsible of us
Yeah.
to address what is going on in the world.
I
And
mean,
this
I
is
think
pretty
that-
heavy controversial.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in the end, okay, we okay, we got to come out of this.
Okay.
We are still colleagues.
Well,
Whatever side you take,
Yeah.
we are colleagues.
Yeah.
We work together. I respect your work there. I
Right.
respect you as my colleague.
sure.
I have, and yeah, like, okay, I'm coming to PD sessions regardless of where we stand.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
On
So
this
bygones,
issue.
right? Like I've been watching.
Bygones being bygones after we touch on this, but
Okay.
it is our responsibility
All right.
as informed citizens
Informed.
to touch on this.
Okay. What's the topic?
It looks like on Young and the Restless, Chance and Abby are getting divorced.
What?
Okay?
No.
I don't even, how do we even get into this? Like, what are you thinking? Like, do you watch Young and the Restless?
I mean, no.
Yeah, no, I
As a
don't,
kid,
I don't watch it either.
No, but it's a cultural. It's a cultural icon. Victor.
Right. Yeah, I
I'm
know
never
that
gonna forget
name
Victor, never.
associates with that, but other than
Yeah.
that, I know nothing else.
Okay. Well,
So
you should
where are
probably-
you on this issue? Where do you stand? Like, are you, so, okay, so I have heard that Abby cheated on Chance with Devin.
How dare she?
Exactly.
Okay.
So what do you think? Like, do you think
Well-
are you on Team Chance or Team Abby here?
I'm gonna take Team Abby. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. Like,
Okay,
there was a reason she cheated on Chance.
she
with
wasn't
Devin.
happy.
So no, here's the
She
thing.
is,
I don't think it was her fault, Jason. I think that Devin coerced her
I think that's,
into cheating. I don't think she did it on her own.
I think she could have communicated way better with Chance. Chance isn't,
Chance is a difficult guy to talk to, I think.
he's a good guy. Again, I'm not sure. I don't watch the show, so I'm not sure. But look, Chance, let's not throw Chance under the bus, okay?
I don't know.
But I read a quote that Chance is soon to be single and ready to mingle.
Single and right? No. Well,
But
I'm
should
gonna go
it be like Chance is a big red flag? Like,
I don't know. I think that Abby deserves another go here because,
right.
like I said, like she
has her reasons.
She's got
You're
her
saying she has
reasons.
her reasons.
I mean, okay, maybe she doesn't even have reasons. Honestly, I think she was coerced into it. Maybe she was drugged.
But again, you don't watch the show.
Maybe no. Like of course I don't watch the show.
Right, I don't watch the
I'm
show
working.
either.
I work a lot.
Right,
Um,
I'm busy. I don't,
But listen,
and I have other things I want to watch.
I think
Yeah.
here's my
Yeah.
hypothesis
Okay,
is that Abby was kidnapped
okay,
by a henchman hired by Devin
right,
and held in a cave for
right.
like a month, right?
Right,
In a
so
dark
then
cave.
that's not,
And then
you
no,
can't.
but listen, Devin
Yeah.
was there.
Yes,
Devin, and she got Stockholm syndrome,
oh,
and she fell in love with Devin.
so really, is she to blame?
No,
No.
she's not, and Chance should understand that.
You think Team Chance here is being way too hard?
I think they're being too hard. I
Abby.
think that he should give her another chance and try and actually being kidnapped like that
Right.
and falling in love with your captor.
Well, then
she's gonna
again,
need
I
some
don't know if, like, I don't know. Was it was it Chance who decided to just be like, this is over, or was it Abby?
Well, if it was Abby, she wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to know. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the only way to find out and really be informed would be to watch the show. But I'm not going to watch the show. Are you?
Well, not watch the
No,
show.
I'm not going to watch the show. Again, we're very busy.
Okay.
So look, you know what? In the end, as controversial as this is with Abby and Chance, I think we're just going to have to say, we're going to have to agree to disagree.
I think
we're going to have to walk away from this.
I'll take
And again, like I said, I have enormous respect for you as a fellow colleague.
Yeah. I would even go so far as to say I would call you a friend still.
Yes, I would very much call you a friend. And I would still, I think our friendship is intact after this. Even though I'm Team Chance and you're Team Abby, I think we can
I feel like we can see eye to eye on
we
other
can
things.
see eye to eye on many other things, but maybe not on this one. But again, I think in order to really be informed, we'd have to watch the show.
A viewing party?
Maybe, but like,
Or not.
yes, you know what? I'm in favor. You know what? I'm in favor of us doing a viewing party, but for something else. I don't want to watch Young and the Restless.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do like I don't know, something on Netflix, maybe something on Prime. Prime has like an option where you can do really easy watch parties.
Easy watch party.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
we'll
cool.
do
Like,
that,
let's watch something. But yeah, so again, we're just
something
gonna go our
uplifting,
separate ways in
yeah,
terms of
yeah.
Abby and Chance
Okay, well, agree
and
to
Young and the
disagree.
Restless.
Yeah.
So.
Bygone.
All right. So that was the most serious bit of news we had out of the whole thing.
That's a hard one to do.
So what's next? What are we talking about next on the agenda?
I guess.
Are we doing like more fun stuff? Like, let's find out more.
Fun. Let's talk about fun.
Yeah, let's get away from the news.
What's up in the faculty association? You said you didn't really know stuff. So here, I'm going to tell you some stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear this stuff.
Right. So we have a lot. We just came out. I made our newsletter recently.
Cool.
Did you read it? You're going to say no. I know you did.
Well, see, that's what I mean. I feel like I am the textbook case of the faculty who's not keeping up with the faculty association.
You need to keep up. So I just released our newsletter that tells you who's who in the executive these days. So we have Charlotte Beaubier is our professional affairs person. VP Professional Affairs.
Sweet.
She's great.
I love that.
Charlotte is in the SGA and she also heads up our PD committee that you and I are on.
She does, yeah. She's awesome.
She's coolio.
So much fun. Yeah.
I know she's got lots of really cool events coming up.
Fabulous.
She did a survey and you can see the results of that survey in the newsletter about like what people want to see.
Oh, interesting. See, you're already piquing my interest in the news.
I know, you should read that.
I'm like, how have I not read this?
It just came out this week.
Okay.
And then we have Lindsay Moravsky, who's our treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of switched over in the last few months. And
Yeah.
she's a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of sitting beside her at our last faculty planning session, and
Yeah.
we had some good chats. And I think that's great. And we have a new academic council chair, who's super awesome. She used to be our member at large, and her name's Christy Pettypod. She's really awesome.
Cool.
She's a really cool person.
Okay.
And we've got some members at large, and so members at large
I
are
feel like
members.
we need to have an FA meet and greet.
That's on the docket.
Is it actually?
Well, I mean, not in this exact thing. We're
okay.
We're having a holiday party, but
sweet.
in January, we're talking about having like an open house and like
Sweet.
meet your faculty reps and like let's talk face to
I
face.
think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So Penny Marcotte is our president. She's the raddest
Awesome.
person I know.
Yeah, rad. Very cool.
One clap.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Remember
Yeah, one clap.
One clap.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God.
She'll never live it down. That was the best speech
I
I
don't
ever
even,
heard.
I mean, if we're talking about people who like make me laugh, like Penny is awesome. Like I don't know. I don't know if I can keep up.
Working with her is a pleasure.
Yeah.
And so we've got Phil Flagel, who just finished our negotiations.
Yeah.
And Kim Smith, who's our labor relations officer. She's amazing. So we've got a great. Jeff Clemens.
Right.
Makes me smile. He is our board of governors rep, and we're gonna talk about him in a minute.
Cool.
Because Jeff does some really cool things.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
And so check out the newsletter. And if I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. I don't have it in front of me. Because I'm a jerk. But listen, you can meet some of us. Unprepared. You can meet some of your faculty reps at the holiday party coming up.
Sweet.
I'm gonna check the calendar.
When is that holiday? Like the
it's coming
like
up.
the BVC holiday?
No, it's
like this is its own holiday.
Bowl Valley College Faculty Association.
Oh, this is actually like the FA.
Mix and mingle. It's a holiday social. Jingle and mingle, we call it.
I like it.
That is in the newsletter as well, Jason.
Okay.
That's coming up.
So obviously, like I need to go read this newsletter.
Get informed.
Get informed.
Okay.
this is straight up like now. This is becoming the Young and the Restless. That's what's happening.
Team Abby. Okay. Holiday social N231 from 4 to 6 p.m. on December 13th, Tuesday.
December 13th on
Yep.
Tuesday. Okay.
So I finished teaching at 3:30. I
Sweet.
will be there at 4 o'clock.
Sweet.
I think there's like drinks.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, Stexo's gonna have some drinks and some appies and
Cool,
stuff like that.
cool.
And it'll just be mingling. Like we just
Cool.
want to get
Like
together.
what kind of drinks? Like milk?
Yep.
Cool.
Fermented milk.
Like, hey, I will go anywhere where there's chocolate milk. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I
Like
can
that's what
get
you mean
you
by
chocolate milk.
Like that's
I mean,
drinks.
yeah, chocolate milk, red wine, white wine, beer.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, those drinks too. Yeah.
The,
Like
the good ones.
right, the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Are you harping on chocolate milk? Like
I do not drink milk. Dairy is a no-go for me.
really?
Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
okay. Oh, I
no.
didn't know. Oh, that's true. Yeah,
It's
actually.
terrible.
Right.
Actually, I can't imagine drinking something that came out of another animal.
All right.
I'm not even lying.
But you know, there's like chocolate almond milk.
Yeah, that I could drink.
Okay, so I'm just saying like.
That didn't come out of an animal.
Okay, fair enough. Chocolate milk in any form.
I'm just lactose intolerant. I
Same.
still eat cheese though,
Oh yeah, I'm lactose intolerant as well.
but I just can't drink a glass of milk. I just think if I downed a glass of milk, I would barf.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Like yes.
Okay,
I'm
so
with that.
At the
We don't
holiday, at the holiday party, I
Cool.
will not be. But
But
coming
drinks
up.
at the holiday party.
Yeah, okay, but before the holiday party, something that's even more important is our general meeting, our GM is coming up.
Mhm.
And so GM is at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, the 6th, the week before the holiday party, and it's on a Zoom.
Okay.
So it's a virtual GM. I have to submit my report for that very soon, otherwise it won't get in. Anyway, that's next
Get
Tuesday.
on it.
Tuesday. December 6th at 7 p.m. And it'll probably go till like 8:30.
Okay.
And, we need people to show up because we need quorum,
Okay.
because we're going to do faculty business.
Yeah.
And we're going to show budget stuff and other
Sweet.
things. And I'll plug this podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Budget stuff is fun.
No.
It is. Hey, you
No.
know what? You would think that budget stuff would not be exciting, but if you're a Star Wars fan and you've paid attention to Andor recently, they have at Star Wars, they somehow managed to turn budgets
Do an episode
of Star Wars. Yeah.
So I'm a little behind on that. No spoilers. I've only watched the first season. Again, I was telling you earlier, I don't want to watch
Budgets can be more exciting.
everything until they're done because I'm in that binge watch mode.
Oh,
Like,
right.
I
Yeah,
can't.
you're just waiting for the holidays.
I'm waiting. I am.
And then, right. And then it's like binge.
I will binge everything.
Nice.
So yeah, there's that, and we have, of course, I already said there, sense of stability in this difficult time with
Yeah.
our collective agreement being ratified,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
I think that's the theme of our podcast today.
Stability,
Stability.
Well, see, and that's why Abby and Chase, what the hell is his name?
Right.
Shouldn't break up stability.
No, stability. They should, I think they could work through their differences.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chance. Sorry.
Again,
Uh,
don't know much about it.
No, I know. So that's what's going on in faculty association, and people should watch out for some fun stuff coming next semester.
Yeah.
In the winter semester.
Cool.
Our office is N306, and we will actually have some, a presence in the office every now and again.
Nice.
So, maybe people come by. There's snacks,
Sweet.
coffee.
Nice. Well,
I will get you a granola bar if you want one.
sweet. So like instead of heading over to Tim Hortons, I'll just
Just text me.
faculty
and be like,
association.
Dara, let me in, because you can't go.
I need a granola bar.
I need a granola bar. I need one. There's like little chocolates. There's like a bowl. Lindsay, yeah.
This is my new stop instead of Tim Hortons. Like, Jason, you can't be in here every day, okay?
Oh,
Like,
you can. Oh, you can.
well,
That's,
you can, but
that's
it's
the podcast committee appreciation is
Is
you
that-
get paid in chocolates.
it's
and-
sweet. So I can just come in like on my break and just have chocolates. Sweet.
Yeah, we've always got like a little bowl of mints. There's mints
I
and
think Tim
candies.
Hortons might have just lost my business.
Right, and you have a
Like,
card.
I'm heading over to the FA.
I know, right? It's super fun. So yeah, I'm looking really forward to N2. We've got all sorts of stuff coming. We're kind of, I don't know if I should let this out of the bag, but we're planning some fun stuff.
Sweet, I like it.
So watch your emails and watch your social media.
Okay.
Listen to this podcast. Speaking of faculty,
Speaking of faculty.
we have some amazing faculty.
Yes, we do. We have very cool faculty.
I would
I
say I'm a
can
little
absolutely
biased,
agree
but
with that. Well,
I-
yeah, we're biased.
I
yes.
think we're the best.
We're
actually.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're the best.
We are. We have a very cool, very cool faculty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll talk about there's some really cool things that people are up to, and I don't know if we ever really know about this. But
I mean, that really is. I mean, it's the faculty association.
yeah,
That's the cheering committee. Like
Yeah.
that's the cheering section.
yeah, we
For
cheer.
faculty. Yes.
Rah, rah. I've got my pom-poms.
Yes.
So, there's lots that's going on here. So,
Okay.
okay.
So like, tell me what's up, because again, I'm going to be this faculty member who's not as up to date as I would like to.
Well, I can tell you something cool that's across faculty and staff.
Okay.
We have a Pride committee that's been going for several years now, which I'm on. Oh, what committee am I not on?
Right. Yeah. Incredible. It's like
Right. So we do Queer First Fridays, and the first Friday of every month we have a presentation about queer stuff, which is fun.
Very cool.
And we're taking a break for Christmas, obviously,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have Pride Week is coming up in February.
Love it.
And we are planning all sorts of amazing stuff for Pride. There might be a drag show. I love drag shows.
Yes, me too. I was like, oh, like I used to go to them all the time. Well, I worked in a bar on Church Street for a long time. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, I've had some pretty awesome. I've been part of some pretty awesome Pride weeks and like very fun, very cool stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So we do a lot of cool work on that committee, and there's some really amazing faculty members there too. And
nice.
Faculty and staff from across the college working together, and they are just the coolest people. And we have had some student reps and things like that. So it's been amazing. And so we're gearing up for that. And I have an insight on that. Bert Foster, of course, we mentioned earlier, is such a great, and Travis Seaman does an amazing job.
Yeah.
Organizing all of that, and his committee of people. And who else is on that? I think Pat Kelly might be on that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
These are more committees that I gotta like join up.
Yeah, you need some more committee work.
I need more committees. Yes. I'm only getting my foot in the door with my podcast committee. Yeah. I need,
No,
so many more fun committees.
But I don't want to lend you out so much. I need your time.
Right.
But Jeff Clemens, our Board of Governors representative for the Faculty Association, is also program chair in the CEA, Center for Entertainment Arts.
Center for Entertainment Arts, which is like the coolest looking area. Like, what? It just looks like a dance club in there.
I know.
Like, I just want to go in there to eat my lunch.
They have some really nice space.
Their space is so awesome looking. So like, Jeff, if you're listening to this, I remember I was trying to take my stepson was taking him on a tour because he's maybe thinking he might be interested in the Center for Entertainment Arts. Yeah, he was actually sort of interested. I said, well, why don't you stop by after school and like we can go and check it out and like you can have a look at the Center for Entertainment Arts. But it's locked. My key card doesn't work to get me in there. So Jeff, if you hear this, can we have some access to this? Just so we can, just faculty, so we can like go eat lunch in there. Like, we won't use any of the stuff. That's fine. I just want to be in that really cool space.
I won't play with the machine.
No, I won't play with the machines. I just go in there and dance and the nice lights. And
we could do a viewing party in there.
Yes, viewing party in there. The entrance is just so cool looking.
It is cool. And so they've done some really cool. They were on the news. Jeff was on the news.
Yes, I actually saw that. That was very cool. Yes.
So check it out. I'm not going to play the clip for you because we are a very talkative group here.
Is there a clip somewhere that can be accessed?
You know what? When I post this podcast, I'm going to link that clip.
Okay.
That's a great clip. So what a cool thing happened is that the students in the CEA created some virtual fire. And then, so they had, is it the AD or the dean that came in? I can't remember who. See, mine's terrible. I haven't had enough coffee today, but it looked like she had fire coming out of her fingertips. Like it was very cool. The stuff they're doing there.
That's
like, it's
wild.
Innovative.
Amazing.
Yeah. So kudos to Jeff. He's just the nicest person.
I asked Brennan Jeff, incredibly nice guy.
Yeah. So that's pretty amazing. And I think those are some really amazing things going on in the college.
And I see you're talking here about the Intercultural Center. What's going on at the Intercultural Center?
What's not going on in the Intercultural Center?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Yes. There's always something cool going on at the Intercultural Center.
One of my students actually emceed an event recently. And they're doing some really nice things there.
Okay.
They just had an immersive experience recently too, where you could go in. It was like leave your baggage.
Yes, leave your baggage. Yeah. Yes, I was really cool. I saw that as I was walking by. I didn't get again.
I read some of it on my way by because I was rushing to get to class because I don't know about many of the others out there, but I don't do well with like waking up. Waking up's not a strong suit I have. And so I'm usually getting to class in the nick of time.
Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely a night person. Yeah.
And you know what? Right now, in our metaverse world, right now, it's just about 1 p.m. and I'm still not ready.
No,
To be
no,
awake.
no, no. I'll be ready about like, like if like yeah, like maybe what, like 3 will be ready to go. Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna get all my marking.
This is
done.
only our first recording, and then this was a practice.
I know.
We'll re-record this entire
The
conversation
whole thing.
at 9 p.m.
Verbatim, later
It'll be
tonight.
fine. Yeah, 10
we got
p.m.,
it.
11 p.m. We can get it done.
Yeah. I know. Okay. So that's funny. Let's I think we're getting close to having to wrap this thing up though.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I could talk for hours.
We can't. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So I got what are we coming in as? Like we've been having a great conversation.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
But we should leave with some final thoughts. Like,
Yes, I think let's leave. I think we should end it on like something really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Positive.
let's positive. Yeah. So this is another thing like this. I think this is a really good question. I think that would be kind of a nice, fun way to leave it. And I
Okay.
think it would be cool to have, because we got our social media.
Mm.
So I think it would be cool to have, any faculty or
Oh, weigh in.
who want to weigh in on this
Yes.
question. Feel free to jump in and post your thoughts, your thinking
Totally.
behind this.
I'll do like a Q&A thing on the Instagram.
Yes, I like it. Let's have a Q&A. So the big question of the day that we're going to end on is,
Here it is.
would you rather have a dragon or be a dragon?
Oh, Jason.
How do we even address this?
I-
Like, where do you even come with this question? Like,
Controversy.
speaking of controversy, I
Oh.
don't even know my own thoughts on this yet. Both are equally exciting. Why do I have to choose? Can't I be a dragon who has a dragon?
Well, could you be like, could you more?
Can I morph into a dragon, but also I
Have a
have
baby.
a dragon? Why can't?
Okay.
But you're forced to choose. This question is, you have to make a choice here.
Okay, so we have to set up some pros and cons here.
Okay.
Or like a Venn diagram. Or
Yeah, let's do
compare contrast.
We're language instruction. Let's do a compare contrast. This is
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
end this session on a. This is what my students are doing right now. We're gonna end
Exactly.
on a compare contrast.
Compare contrast. Okay.
Okay, so
Uh,
having a dragon.
having a dragon.
Pros.
Okay. Usually dragons can fly.
Easier to get to work.
Easier to get to work.
Yeah. Do you have to worry about ice on Deerfoot?
No ice on your.
No.
because they
Also, they blow
burn
fire.
it off.
You can help everyone else, but you have to be careful. We don't want to torch cars, but we do want to be assisted.
They could torch my car.
Right. Yeah, I think it makes you hard on this car. I'm actually like, I love the sound of your car with its red duct tape. And it's like, I love this. Like,
Okay, but instead of driving my as old as my kid, duct taped van,
Right.
I could ride
A dragon.
work, right?
yeah.
And they would be much faster.
Brilliant for winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
brilliant.
okay. Other pros of having a dragon.
Safety.
Yes.
Safety on campus.
Safety, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Dealing with what safety on campus, definitely.
Who's coming up to you when you've got a dragon beside you?
What, dealing with unruly neighbors, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, but you didn't shovel your walk the other day.
Right.
Right, but I have a dragon.
So.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That would
They
be
don't have to
brilliant.
shovel
Oh my
snow.
God, we wouldn't have to shovel snow. It's like, did you shovel
Listen.
your sidewalk? Yes, I have a dragon.
If I had a dragon, I
Yeah.
would send it to Athabasca for all those folks up there.
To warm it
You'll
up.
lend it out. I'm
Lend
gonna
it
lend my
out.
dragon to you to
Lend
to
it out.
start your fire
Cons
pits.
of having a dragon.
Where do you put them? I guess.
Right. With grocery prices,
Oh, how?
what do we feed? How do you feed it? How many heads of cabbage do I have to feed a
Oh,
dragon?
it's a vegetarian dragon.
It's a vegetarian dragon.
That's too
What do you-
expensive.
Right.
My dog would not like a dragon. She would feel
Jealous. Right.
right?
There would be jealousy.
She
Yeah.
would be upset
Yeah.
because I'm her slave.
How do you even, right? And then what if the dragon wanted like pets or like
Oh,
hanging out with you on the couch?
what
while
if
you
the
watch
dragon
TV?
had a party?
How big is this dragon?
There's no place to put all of the dragon. How big is the
This
dragon?
dragon.
Listen,
that
it's
you
big enough
have.
that we can ride it to work.
Right, so
at
it's
least
pretty
as
big.
as my
Right.
bad man.
Right.
I was gonna say another word, but I can't on the podcast. So
Other cons of having a dragon.
I really, they do steal things, don't they?
Is
Like,
that a
remember
thing?
in The Hobbit?
Yeah.
And Smaug the dragon.
Oh my goodness,
right?
you're right. Wow, what a right. You're
Don't they
right.
steal gold and
Yes,
chickens?
they do. So Obviously,
I don't
one day you wake up
Listen,
and you go,
my
hey,
diamond
I've
ring
got
is
like, yeah. You're like, what happened to like some of my jewelry?
Yeah.
Or like, there's been a large deposit taken out of your bank account.
Right.
Dragon.
However, dragon is your dragon. Maybe they're doing it to other people. Do you get blamed for that? Do you go to jail for that?
I don't know. This is
it
getting
dragon,
so,
dragon
you're
have
gonna be,
independence and agency?
right. And if you want to talk about issues with current legislation, how do you even, where do we even start with dragon
How does
legislation?
Alberta, the country,
Country,
deal with
we're dealing
dragon?
with dragon legislation,
yeah.
dragon policy.
Yeah.
Where do we even, is there
Okay.
parking spaces for dragons?
Do they need to park?
Is there indoor
Can-
parking available for dragons? Do they need indoor parking?
Do
Maybe
they?
just regular parking.
Probably they don't even need to because they are like scaly and thick. They probably
Right.
don't need to worry about cold.
Is the parking on rooftops?
Wow. How do you get down? Oh, they drop you off down
They
there.
drop
and
you
then
off and then they hang out up there?
Yeah.
Do we need
Oh, well,
cave
listen.
parking?
what about the geese though?
Well, dragons would be great for dealing with geese.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
we've
know.
got the campus geese that always lay eggs, don't we?
Oh,
like
those are adorable geese. Yeah,
I don't mean
I
either.
know, again, we don't want
Oh.
dragons bothering them, yeah.
But the dragons could help the geese get down because little baby geese, goslings can't fly yet.
Right, but what's the temperament of a dragon? Is it
Nicer than a
friendly?
goose.
I mean, some dragons are friendly, some are not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what about being a dragon?
Like there's Puff the Magic Dragon.
And then there's
That was a lovely dragon.
he was
yeah.
really nice.
Really nice dragon.
And Keith's dragon.
Pete's dragon was a fabulous
Oh, he was so
dragon.
lovely.
So what are we talking about?
Okay,
Do you have
and-
Pete's dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon, or do you have like
What about Luck Dragon? Falcor?
Luck-
No.
Falcor?
Was that his
Was
name? Falcor?
Yeah.
The Luck Dragon?
Yeah, he was Luck Dragon.
My
So,
learning story. I would have.
again, there could be some fabulous dragons.
Yeah.
So, okay, so having a dragon. All right, pros and cons of being a dragon.
Well,
Pros?
Okay, we got to start with pros. Pros of being a dragon. Ain't nobody messing with you.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Like definitely
Ooh.
nobody honking at you in traffic.
Nobody
You're
is
like,
sideswiping
I'm a
you.
no one's sideswiping you. You know, someone's like, hey, get out of the way. Oh, wait, sorry, you're a dragon.
Oh, sorry,
Hey,
dragon.
cool.
Ah,
take your time.
you go.
Yeah, yeah.
My kids would listen to me.
Oh, score. Whoa. Teenagers be like, well, my mom's a dragon.
Right?
I can't not.
Oh, and they would brag about me.
True.
Right? They go to their friends and instead of saying, my mom's a teacher, they'd be like, my mom's a dragon.
Right. So like, okay, bragging rights. Okay, so cool. Like people would be like happy to be associated with you. 'Cause you're like,
100%.
I know a dragon.
I
hang out
got
with a
your back.
dragon.
Oh, you need a dragon? I've got one. at home,
Right.
Right?
Con maybe
I mean,
would be, because if you can fly, oh my God, how many people are asking if you can fly
they
this
want
summer?
rides everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right?
Oh my God, hey, I'm just heading up to Edmonton
Exactly.
for the weekend. Would you
Could
fly
you
me
just fly
there?
with her?
Look,
It'd be
I've
so
got my
much
own,
faster if you
yeah,
fly.
but you're like, look, I've got my own stuff to do.
Right.
Oh my God, it's like constantly having people ask you to help them
Well,
move.
and that's the thing, like as a parent, and maybe you have this, you know, a lot of people have this experience.
Yeah.
You're a friggin' taxi,
Right.
right?
Oh man, can you fly me and my friends here?
Fly me and my friends.
Oh my
And, okay,
goodness.
we
it's-
just need to go to Disneyland for
And,
the
yeah.
weekend. Can you fly
Can
us?
you fly us there? No,
And can you pay
can
for
take
it?
WestJet.
Yes,
You can save up and take WestJet, okay?
But mom, it's better for the environment.
I'm an at-home dragon, okay? Gotta put
Oh,
down.
And I think too, people would, they would ask you to, you know, shovel their walks and start their
Right,
fires.
yeah, it would
and
be
literally,
so
like,
many
humanity.
favors, so
But
many
also, I
favors.
wonder about fitting into your house properly,
Right.
right? Because I don't think that.
Home prices are crazy. What are home prices
What are
like
dragon
for
prices?
dragons? Because you're gonna
So-
have a fairly big home.
If I'm just the dragon in my family
Yeah.
and I have a king size bed,
Yeah.
and already it's full. It's
Yeah.
me and my spouse and our two cats,
Yeah.
and then sometimes our dog,
Yeah.
right? How
This
do
is
we fit a
getting
dragon
tight.
onto that
This is
bed,
exactly.
right?
You're gonna have to have.
On-
I don't even think you can have a king size bed. You're gonna need what's above a king size bed.
A castle size.
Is castle size bed. Like there's.
gonna
I don't
have to
even
be-
know if there's a term for something.
Yeah.
Extra king size
Extra
bed.
king size.
Extra 3x king bed.
3x king bed.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Why
Something.
did they call it a king bed and not like an extra queen bed?
Yeah, exactly. Why does royalty have to be involved in the bedding industry anyway?
At all.
Yeah, I thought we were moving away from the monarchy. Why is the monarchy still involved in our bedding
The
system?
monarchy will be here forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the verdict? Do you
So the verdict, I don't know. What conclusion are you coming to here?
I think have a dragon.
Have a
I think
dragon?
I'm on have a dragon side. I feel like I have more flexibility.
You know what? Like, just for the sake of Plato's I'm on the Be a Dragon. I'm on Team Be a Dragon.
Okay.
Although I probably want to have a dragon.
But maybe we could do both.
Right. But I still want it to be like Puff the Magic or Pete's Dragon. I need a cool, like, I don't want it to be.
Jason walks into
I
class.
don't want it to be something I have to like carry, like that I gotta have a chain, or I'd be like, no. Like I said, stop burning the neighbors' houses and stop it. Well, I said, no.
Don't growl at the neighbors.
Don't
snarl at the neighbors.
No snarling. Don't. Yeah.
I was telling that to my
You're not getting your head of cabbage.
No cabbage for you.
No cabbage for you.
Especially because it costs $7.
Because it costs $7 right now if you enter it incorrectly.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
We
We want your opinion. Would you rather?
We want your opinion. Would you rather have a dragon or
Dragon
be a dragon? Oh, I think that's a cool place to end.
That is a cool place. Well, what even was this? Jason, this was fun.
Very fun.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you
we
for
did this.
having me.
Thanks for being here. Hopefully you'll do this again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
And any listeners, if you are interested in being a guest on the podcast, if you have something cool to talk about, hit me up at communications@bbcfa.com.
Right.
That's my email.
And look forward to the BBCFA TikTok channel coming out at some time
Oh my God.
in the future.
You and me?
Maybe.
Are we in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to get some approval. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us on our very first podcast of 2022 in the last month of 2022. But I think we can expect some more.
Yeah.
Some more of these coming out.
Yeah.
And, find us on Podbean or on YouTube or any of the other podcast streaming channels that I've signed up for that I can't remember. And
have a good one.
Have a good one. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
I'll see you in person sometime.
See you around
Okay.
campus.